Hello everyone, myself Indrajit once again before you, and I welcome all of you in my channel Social Science with Indrajit. NCRT Social Science with Indrajit. So, in today's part, what we are going to study? The Rise of Empires, Chapter 5, Class 7 Social Science. This will be the fourth part of this chapter. Three part already I have uploaded. Please go and visit my channel and you will see a variety of videos over there. Right. So let's move without wasting time. Let's start. The rise of empires, already we have discussed these things, right? And we have discussed about the trade routes, and you can see here features of an empire. All these things we have discussed. Then what type of things we imported and exported, right? These things we have already discussed. Then let's see here. Arrival of the Greeks we have discussed. Now, little bit we have to see here. The mighty Mauryas we have to start. The mighty Mauryas. We are going to learn so many things in this topic. What is there in the mighty Mauryas? Let's see here. After that brief sojourn of the northwest, let us return to Magad. Magad. You know Magad? In the previous video, I told you that it is the southern part of Bihar, right? Okay. Where we witnessed the decline of the Nanda Empire around 321 BCE, before Common Era, just a few years after Alexander left India with his army. A new dynasty and new empire emerged, the Maurya Empire, which was founded by Chandragupta Maurya, a very famous name. I think you all know about Chandragupta Maurya. Whatever, if you have not gone through the books, but at least you have heard the name Chandragupta Maurya. It quickly absorbed the Nanda's empire's territories and went on expanding beyond. As per many accounts, Chandragupta managed his fate with the help of a able mentor. So, Chandragupta managed his feat with his able mentor. And what was the name of that mentor? Kautilya, right? Who used his knowledge of politics, governance, and economics to create an empire that remains one of the greatest in Indian history. When we talk about Kautilya, Kautilya has written Arthashastra, in which he had described everything: who is an emperor, how to administer an empire, what is called to be a good governance, what should be the rules and regulations to run an empire, all these things. It's a very famous book, Arthashastra. From the very beginning of the chapter, okay, we have already discussed in the first part about the book Arthashastra. Got it? Okay. Now let's move here. According to Kautilya, according to Buddhist text, Kautilya is sometimes referred to as Chanakya or Vishnugupta. Other names. Kautilya is also referred to as Chanakya or Vishnugupta. He was a teacher, world-renowned Takshila. Takshila was a place, it was a university where he studied. His legendary tale begins in the court of Dhananand, where Dhananand insulted him. Dhananand insulted whom? Vishnugupta or Kautilya. Got it? Okay. You can see here, this is the picture. Now, observing this, Kautilya advised Dhananand. What was the advice? To change his ways or witness the collapse of the empire. Kautilya challenged him. Either you stop exploiting the people or you will lose your throne, right? Your empire will collapse and some other person, eligible person will be there. Angered Dhananand insulted Kautilya in the court and threw him out. This led to Kautilya's vow to end the evil Dhananand rule. And at that time, Kautilya or Chanakya. He take a vow that I will end his rule. The rise of Chandragupta Maurya. There are many stories about the origin and adventures of Chandragupta Maurya. So many stories in different books. It is written sometimes on the television also you have seen. But their common theme is that he, beautiful pictures here. He overthrew the Nandas and took control of Magad to establish his rule with Patliputra as his capital. He overthrew Nanda and made Patliputra as his capital. Do you remember that Magad had many advantages because of its geography? We have discussed in the third part of the video. Magad had so many advantages, fertile plains, then iron ore deposits, right? Forest, elephants. These were some of the things which helped Magad Empire to become the strongest empire. An established economic system and a flourishing trade. These combined with the advice of master strategist Kautilya helped Chandragupta Maurya gradually expand his empire. He defeated the Greek satraps left behind by Alexander. Chandragupta Maurya defeated the satraps or the governors which were left behind by Alexander, we have discussed earlier, in the northwest, and he integrated the region into an empire. And I have told you earlier also, so many smaller kingdoms, they together is formed and we call an empire. This is the thing, right? Okay. And it's straight from the northern plains to the Deccan Plateau. After Chandragupta Maurya defeated the Greeks, when Chandragupta Maurya defeated the Greeks, what happened? He maintained a diplomatic relationship. Diplomatic relationship with whom? With them. With them means with the Greeks. Chandragupta Maurya defeated the Greeks and made diplomatic relationships and hosted in his court a Greek historian diplomat Megasthenes. So the question may come in the examination that name the Greek historian who visited Chandragupta Maurya's court. The answer will be Megasthenes. And who was he? He wrote, and what he did, as I told you, he was a Greek historian. Megasthenes, who wrote about his travels in India in his book Indica. Another one important question. Who wrote the book Indica? The answer is Megasthenes. Who was he? He was a Greek historian, right? And this Greek historian visited Chandragupta Maurya court. The first such written account unfortunately lost except for some excerpts quoted by later Greek scholars. Okay. Now let's talk about, it is lost already, the book is lost, and but something is written, some pages may be here and there. Okay. Kautilya's concept of a kingdom. What to, and this thing, this thing is mentioned in Arthashastra. What was the concept of Kautilya or Chandragupta? Or Vishnugupta or Chanakya? What was his concept in relation to kingdom? That how a kingdom should be. Kautilya had a clear vision of how a kingdom should be established, managed, and consolidated. In his famous work Arthashastra, literally the science of governance and economics, he listed directives in many areas like defense. Already we have discussed this thing few minutes back. What he has mentioned? See here. He has mentioned about the economics, administration, justice, urban planning, agriculture, and people's welfare. One of his 7 important political concepts in the Saptang, what we call it? Saptang, or the 7 parts that constitute a kingdom. Kautilya has mentioned 7 parts that how a kingdom should be or what can be called as a kingdom, right? So being a ruler, what are the important features should be there in a kingdom, right? And once again I'm repeating, what are the important features should be there for a kingdom or in a kingdom. Let's see here. In this picture it is given. These are the important features for a kingdom to be called as kingdom. What are those? First, there will be a king. We call it Swami. Then, see here. There will be councillors, a group of councillors, ministers, and other high officials, right? Then there will be territory of the state along with the population inhabiting it. There will be population on which the king will rule. Okay, we call it Janpad. Next, we see the fortified towns and cities, Durg. For the protection of the territory, it should be fortified, Kilebandi. The treasury or the wealth of the kingdom, Kosh. Without money, how the kingdom will survive? So there should be a treasury. The forces of defense and law and order, okay? It means to administer the things, and the allies, it means mitra, to carry out the trade relationship or the marriage relationship and all that. So these are some of the features for a kingdom to be a kingdom. Got it? Okay. Now let's move further. So we have seen that there will be a king, there will be council of ministers, there will be people inhabiting in that territory. Then we also discussed there should be a treasury, fortified areas, all these things, right? For a kingdom to be a kingdom, these are the important characteristics of features, right? Okay. Now see here, according to Kautilya, the Saptang together must create a settled, well-protected and prosperous kingdom to be maintained both through warfare and through alliances, for peace as the case may be. According to Kautilya, the Saptang together must create a settled, well-protected territory and which are maintained through warfare or through politics, right? Or through different types of alliances, as the may be. And there should be a law to maintain law and order. There should be law. There should be good administration. Who will execute that law? All these things should be there. He also detailed many laws to deal with the corruption and specified punishment for any activities. Generally, we see, you have seen on the videos also, in so many videos and films, that in the king's court, the criminals or different types of people, they are brought, and uh, the king gives the judgment. That first he tries to know that what crime this person has done, and according to them, whatever the thing comes out, the king used to ask from the ministers, and then he gives the judgment on all that, right? Kautilya says a king shall increase his power by promoting the welfare of his people. Welfare of the people should be in priority, because if people or the subject will be in favor of the king will remain for longer time, right? Okay. For power comes from the countryside, which is the source of all economic activity. The king shall show special favors to those in the countryside who do things who benefit the people, such as building embankments or road bridges. All the construction should be done, trade and activity should be carried out, right? There should be law and order. Okay. Kautilya's central philosophy of governance. What was his central philosophy of governance? His central philosophy of governance is in tune with Indian values. What is the value? That the welfare, or better you can say, king should think about the welfare of the people. If people will be happy, the king will be happy. The kingdom will sustain for a longer time. The empire will sustain for a longer time, right? There will be economic activity. So it is very essential to take care of the welfare of the people. In the happiness of his subjects lies the king's happiness. A king's happiness is in the happiness of his subjects. He shall not consider as good only that which pleases him, but treat as what is beneficial to him whatever pleases his subjects. He should think about that. He should not think about that what pleases him. He should think that what pleases to his subjects. Because if people will be happy, everything will go in his favor, right? In other words, however powerful a king may be, he must give first place to the people's interest. Now, till here we have discussed. In the next part, I think we have made so many things clear in this video. In the next part, we will discuss about the king who chose peace. I'm talking about Ashoka. So wait for the next video. I think I have made so many points clear about the mighty Mauryas, about Kautilya's Arthashastra, what is written in that, okay, and about Dhananand, all these things we have discussed, and about Saptang we have discussed. So in the next video, we'll discuss about the king who chose peace. It means we are going to discuss about Ashoka and the lives of the people. Got it? Okay. If you have liked my video, please subscribe, like, share to others, because there are so many children who are not able to understand social science. I am teaching here only social science. Please go through the whole video, then only you will understand. So, thank you very much. Have a good day.